What's up, YouTube? I'm Quentin Congress, aka QC. Welcome to another edition of Talking and Grubbing, where I provide the latest sports commentary while eating some good food. And I'm about to get into some dinner here with this corn and chicken. Everybody grab a piece of this chicken here. The only reason why I'm wearing these glasses, these are my reading glasses, y'all. So I'm gonna be reading off some notes here, my commentary. So that's why I got on the glasses in this video. Alright. Shout out to Miss Andrea Dope on the dinner. Okay. As most of y'all know, this Saturday on New Year's Eve, the 2017 college football playoffs will be kicking off, and I'm here to give my preview and break down the Chik-Fil-A Peach Bowl against the number one, the defending national champion, Alabama Crimson Tide versus number four, the Washington Huskies. They're going to kick off at 3 o'clock at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. And here's my breakdown. The Alabama Crimson Tide has had a very, very tremendous season at 13-0. They're seeking their second straight national championship. Also, Nick Saban is seeking his sixth national championship as head coach. Excuse me. As he's trying to stake his claim as one of the greatest head coaches in college football of all time, next to Bear Bryant. And Alabama has tremendous talent, especially on their defense. They have great pass rushing and, linebackers. Tim Williams, who has 27 tackles, 8.5 sacks. Ryan Anderson, who has 52 tackles and 8 sacks. And Reuben Foster, who leads the team with 94 tackles and 4 sacks. Wow. They're quick, they're fast, they get to the quarterback, they know how to get sacks, they know how to force turnovers, and they also know how to pressure the quarterback. So the quarterback will definitely have their work cut out for them. And also, Alabama, their offense can get a little underrated because they have such a great defense. But this quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is, has had a pretty tremendous season. He's had 2,592 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. That's pretty damn impressive. And also, he has a pretty good receiving core. Darius Stewart, who has 852 yards as well as 9 touchdowns, and Calvin Bailey, who has 727 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now, they don't really rely on the running game that much because, Hurts is so good at quarterback, and they have such a great offensive line that gives them time in the pocket to throw and, look for open receivers and receivers that also can get open. But he also can hurt you with his legs as he leads the team in rushing at 841 yards with 12 rushing touchdowns. So yeah, this Alabama team is for real. They're legit. They're the overwhelming favorites to not only advance in the playoffs, but to win it all again this season. But also, a lot of people are, making the Washington Huskies huge underdogs, but this team also has some talent. They're not scrubs as many people have wrote them off, as being slouches and undeserving. This team has some talent, especially on their defense, as they have, a linebacker in Sam Wuchin, who has 39 tackles, 6 sacks. Sidney Jones at corner, who has 37 tackles, and Buda Baker, who has 64 tackles, and Jones and Baker have 5 interceptions combined. So, here's my prediction. Oh, excuse me, not my prediction. Sorry. Um, let's look at their offense. Quarterback Jay Browning has had a pretty tremendous season. He's had 32 yards, 43 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. And he also has a pretty good receiving core in John Ross, who has 1,122 yards as well as 17 touchdowns, and Dante Pettis, who has 796 yards and 14 touchdowns. And Browning can hurt you with his feet too. He has 66 rushing yards as well as 4 touchdowns, but he also has a pretty good running back here in Myles Gaskin, who has 1,339 yards with 10 rushing touchdowns. Now here's my prediction. A lot of people are saying this is going to be a blowout, a cakewalk for Alabama. They're not going to have to break a sweat, but I've seen some Husky games, and also looking at these stats, I don't think the Huskies are going to be a pushover for Alabama. I think, I think Huskies can give Alabama a run for their money if they, play smart, they play great defense, and also can score some points. I mean, I always look at sports with any sport, especially football. Never, ever, ever underestimate an underdog, because they have nothing to lose. The favorite has everything to lose, especially an overwhelming favorite like Alabama, because they're undefeated. They're defending national champions. They have one of the greatest head coaches of all time in Saban, who could be in the college football Hall of Fame. So you always gotta watch them favorites. If I were a coach, I would tell all my players, never underestimate an opponent and never take an underdog lightly. But that being said, my prediction is Alabama, but I think it's gonna be a close game. So that's my prediction. Stick around for number 2 of this college football playoff preview, where I preview number 2, last year's runner-up Clemson Tigers, versus number 3, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Like and share the video. Also, comment and predict who you think is going to win this game, as well as the other game in Clemson, Ohio State, and predict your national champion. You can like us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Till next time, y'all have a good one. I love y'all. Peace, and have a happy new year. And I'm about to finish the rest of this corn and chicken.